Okay, I've unmuted myself and we are apparently live on Facebook, but I need you guys to let me know. In the post that I put up where I announced I would go live, I put the link in for the live video on Zoom. And so I'm trying to figure out if you guys are here because I don't know how to do this, but I'm learning with your help. So if you're here, come into the live and let's see if I can see what we have going on here. I wanted to talk to you guys about being in the flow. I can see that we're live. And let's see if I can see. Oh, Donna. Okay, let me turn my volume down. So Donna, I see you. I can see that I'm on a delay. And thank you so much. So that's what I have to do, right? I'm talking into my Zoom app and I have, you guys on my phone. So Donna, you can if you want, but you don't have to. This works just fine. Hi, Pat. It's so good to see you. Hi, Emily. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes, but thank you guys for putting up with my technology challenges. I know with the weekly Zoom meeting that I do on Monday nights for parents who have a child in spirit, I had 2 meetings created is what I had found out. So Donna, I know, can you believe even that I figured it out? I'm so proud of myself right now. Anyhow, I figured out I had 2 meetings set up and I had given Elizabeth one link for the event invitations and I had the original link that I had used in November and December. Anyhow, so that's why, but that's all been fixed. And hi, Christine. Hi, Christine. How nice to see you here. Hi, Gina. Love you. I'm going to come see you tomorrow morning. So I wanted to talk about being in the flow. So I'm going to try to monitor the comments as they come in. But here's what happened today. All day, even this morning, before I got in the car, I knew that I was going to talk to you guys today. And I've only done like 2 lives, right? I did my book launch live, and then I think I did one other one maybe, and then I did a free giveaway, right? Live, and then that was it. And I'm always like, hurry, 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 and hang up because it's like nerve-wracking to be live. But this morning I was like, go live. Something's going to be like top of your mind that you want to talk about. And then on the way to my office, I go to an office 2 days a week usually. And then I work at home at my home office the rest of the week, conniving ways to help you guys better. And I had that feeling again. I know y'all have heard me talk about that feeling when I almost saw Brian sitting in my home and my niece Megan was with me, and my energy was pulled over to my fireplace, and I looked and I came back and it was pulled over again super strongly, like I had no choice but to turn and look. And I saw that wavy kind of glassy veil, right? And I knew that on the other side of that veil was Brian. So I had a similar experience this morning, but I was driving to work. And I knew that that wasn't going to happen while I was in the car driving. That would not be safe. Brian would not put me in that kind of danger position. But it was like it was like a parting of the veil to that I was so in touch, right? I was so in touch with spirit. I was so in touch with my higher self, I guess, and my soul. And I just felt totally in sync with the universe. I guess that's the bottom line, right? Have you guys ever felt that? Have you ever felt like I am so in sync with the universe? I was in the flow, right? And so I'm going to monitor your comments here while I'm doing it. Gina, nudge, nudge, nudge. Yep, nudge, nudge, nudge. That's exactly right. So I'm like, well, that's really cool. I love that. And then the day progressed and everything worked out great. But here's what happened to me. Last week, I had kind of a meltdown about, what am I doing? And am I giving you guys what you want? And what do you want? And how can I help? Right? Because really my life purpose is to help. And I realized I had spent so much time over the last couple of months creating workshops and classes and all this stuff that honestly, I had lost track a little bit of who I was and what my gifts are and how I can best help you. And so I sent a newsletter out about this today, how I just reeled it all in. I canceled a couple of things. I combined things into an easier format, but I also walked away from some of the services that I was kind of trying to get into, but it's not my wheelhouse, as one of my medium friends said, right? And it's like, really stay in touch with who you are, stay in touch with who you are and what it is that you have to offer. And for me, that's healing in the areas of helping you find the light, right? Helping you get out of those dark days of grief and into the light, right? Teaching you how to get to where I am, that 12 and a half years and many years before this, where I could tell you I'm happy again in my life, right? And then how to be in the flow, how to live our lives so that we're in the flow of our soul purpose, our soul plan. And so it all just kind of came together for me. And so I was just like, this is what I'm going to do. And my beautiful friend Terry, who helps me with all issues, technological and website related, we got it all done and we narrowed it all down. And I was just like, I'm telling you, I felt immediately such peace. I started sleeping at night. Danielle Hillman, if you're listening, I use your oils and one little tiny thing of what's the herb, you guys, that helps you sleep? The natural melatonin. And so that's all I'm doing. And I'm telling you, I couldn't sleep before, and I was trying everything you could think of to sleep. It's because I was in the flow. I finally had got myself kind of recentered and in the flow. And so, out of curiosity, when I got home today, I looked up the astrological forecast for this week. My friend Molly McCord, if you guys are looking for a good astrology forecast to follow, she goes by Conscious Cool Chick, and she is a cool chick. And she has a podcast called Weekly Intuitive Astrology and Energies, and she's amazing. And so I listened to her podcast for this week's energies, and you're not going to believe what it was. Well, you will believe it, right? Because synchronicities. We are in a significant shift, right? This week, we'll feel a significant shift, which I definitely was feeling this morning. We're entering into a whole new energy cycle, which is good. Something about leaving Pisces behind. I don't understand all of that. But what she said was, you will probably this week feel a sense of flow, a sense of movement this week, a sense of movement in the energies that have been troubling you. We have left the period where we had to surrender and we had to release our emotions. And over the coming week, over this week, there will be more flow to come in for us. So we can feel the energy coming in to support us moving forward. And that's what I felt this morning. Isn't that awesome? Don't you love that? And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to be able to feel that energy. I want you to be able to feel when you're in the flow. The energy feels different. I feel revived. I feel like things have shifted within me. You can probably see it. I'm just like exuberant. Plus, it's a beautiful spring day in Boise, Idaho. I have a dress on. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we are. We're leaving winter behind. We're moving into the light of spring and the long days and the birds and the flowers and the leaves on the trees and all of the things that I love so much. So the message from the astrological forecast that Molly did yesterday was that these energies coming in are going to give us a new desire for life, right? Which coincides with the energy of spring as well. A new desire for life, a new desire for possibilities. I want you to always hold on to the possibility of what is yet to come, right? And it's not always what we think we want. This or something better still, right? That's what Mary Morrissey taught me all those years ago. This or something better still. Be willing to take a risk, be willing to try something differently. And that's what I had to do. I had to let go of what I thought I wanted to do and get back to who I really am. And how can I best serve? Because that's really my heart's desire, and my heart's happy place is to serve. So I've lowered prices on my website. I've condensed and combined everything. If you get my newsletter, you'll read the story behind how I came about forming my new workshop in May, which is titled Soul Communications Circle. which is going to be very fun and exciting. So what does it mean to be in the flow? Christine says, I feel it. I feel you, girl. I mean, it's like almost palpable, right? Can you guys feel it in the air around you? So here's what it means to be in the flow. Okay. Synchronicities are everywhere, right? My neighbor Laura was just like, she's like, I'm seeing these numbers all the time now, right? These repetitive numbers, synchronicities, 1111, 555, 222, whatever, 111. Those are the synchronicities, or the synchronicities of, I'm not kidding you, the minute I made the decision to let go of what I thought I should do and what I thought I should be and came back to who I am, I think I have booked like 8 private sessions this week, or whatever, and plus signups for the Soul Connections circle. So clearly that's a synchronicity, right? Clearly that spirit saying, yes, 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 she's back, right? She's back to her heart's desire. She's back to doing what she does best, because there's other people that can do those other things better than me, right? So stay in my lane, right? When you're in the flow, you will feel expansion. You will feel ease. You'll feel ease around you and also around the people that you're with, right? So if you're in the flow, you're not going to allow other people's negative energy to invade your space, okay? You're going to stay in that ease and in that expansion. Work doesn't feel like work. And for me, I'm like, this is work. I love this. It's so much fun. Self-care becomes effortless. And I was thinking about self-care this morning. Also, I know, somebody's ringing my doorbell. We're going to ignore them. I know that when you're in the early stages of grieving, that that we don't want to take care of ourselves. We can't take care of ourselves. We can't even get out of bed, much less shower. But when you get to that point where you can, and you can start to kind of exercise self-care, it goes so huge toward helping us feel valued, quite honestly, or at least it does for me. It helps me feel better about myself. And I'm not saying we have to go spend a lot of money and do anything to ourselves, but just to get up and feel good about ourselves, right? And to shower and get dressed and whatever it is, right, for you that makes you feel good. Sleep, when we're in the flow, sleep is so much easier. That's my biggest surprise in all of this is, excuse me, how well I've been sleeping over the last, like 4 nights. I'm just shocked about it. Saying no becomes easier. When we're in the flow, we understand the direction that we're taking, right? We understand the road that we're traveling. And when somebody comes in, if somebody wants to pull us off path, right, so that we're not in the flow anymore, we can recognize that and we can say no. We have to know our boundaries, when to say yes and when to say no. Smiling is just easy and natural, right? And that's what we all want, is easy and natural smiling and laughter. And then being eager and excited about the future. I feel so excited about what's to come for all of you who are, whether you're grieving the death of a child or a spouse, as I know some of you are. If it's, the loss of a job, there's many things that we grieve that are not just, just the death of somebody we love, right? Could be a pet. I know of 4 pets that have transitioned over the Rainbow Bridge. Is that how you say it? In the last week. And so it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to lose anything that we love, but also a change in behavior, like a regular pattern of behavior, right? I babysat my granddaughters every Friday for 10 years. And then COVID, with COVID, I couldn't do that anymore. And so the whole year was such a year of grieving for me. And I knew I was grieving, but I didn't understand until recently that it was that, because they're not gone. I still got to go see them and stay 6 feet away from them, right? They're still a part of my life. But that regular pattern of having them all to myself every Friday for 10 years, for the most part, was gone. And, I'm probably not going to get it back, and I have to be okay with that. I'll get it back sometimes, right? But it's going to be different. And that's what life does, right? Life changes, and we need to be willing to go with the flow and stay in our flow. Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all? So I'm going to read some of these comments. I know I talk fast. I hope I didn't go too fast, but that's basically the message I wanted to give you today. I'm going to read some comments and see what we have going on. So Emily says, I heard Sadie's caller this morning. I know it was Phantom, but I did hear it. Sadie is Emily and Justin's dog who did pass last week, I think. So that's amazing. That reminds me of when my dad's jingle bells, remember at Christmas time, and I heard my dad's jingle bells. It may be Phantom, or you may have heard it out loud with your ears, but the point is that you heard it. So that's beautiful, Emily. I love that, sweetie. Hi, Jamie. How are you? It was so good to see you guys here. Gina says, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I just wanted to tell you all that today. And I just was so excited to share that message. So you can, PM me or get a hold of me if you have any questions about how to be in the flow. I think for me, the bottom line is trying to stay true to what's in my heart, right? We don't want to stay in our mind because our mind carries doubt. Our mind carries all of these negative energies our mind can carry, these negative energies that can pull us down and pull us off path. Those of you that know, I do kind of a mini version of a numerology reading, and it's all about staying on path. And that's when we're happiest. And that's when we find our true purpose. That's when we find out who we really are as a soul being. So it's such empowering information to know. And it's all of that collectively, the meditation, everything that I teach that helps us stay on path, that helps us stay in the flow. So again, if you're looking for an astrology forecast to follow, I do believe in astrology. Molly McCord, Conscious Cool Chick, and her weekly podcast is fantastic and amazing. And Jamie said, I can see how uplifted you are. Thank you. I was just excited to come live and share that message with you guys. So if you have any questions, I'll hang on. Otherwise, I'll go see who rang my door. Any other questions? So I hope, I know we're on delay here, so I'm going to wait a minute or two. Thank you guys. If you want to go to my website, you can check out the offerings I have. Also, I'm going to start doing energy work again. So I used to do energy readings, or excuse me, energy healing in person, and here in Boise when I had my healing center, and I gave it up. And I sold my massage, my bed. I just am like, why did I give it up? Because when I'm doing Reiki, or I call it integrative energy healing, because I use Reiki, I use pranic healing, I use different modalities that I've kind of combined into my own. So integrative energy healing, I don't offer it yet, but I'm going to start again, because to me, that was the missing link, right? Because that keeps me connected to spirit at all times. When I'm in that zone of providing energy healing to other people, I'm in that zone, and that provides healing for me as well. So, my friend Tom Zuba says, together we heal, and that is so true. So I'm happy to offer you myself to play whatever part I can play in your healing, whether that is the free weekly Zoom we do every Monday night, for parents who have a child in spirit, whether you just check me out on Facebook and talk to me and message me, and people email me all the time, and I answer the questions as best I can. I am just here to serve. So Emily, I love you too. Yes, Donna says, I find I'm drifting away from friends that don't think the same way I now do. And that is so true. And part of my stepping fully into my path was not caring anymore, honestly, not caring anymore. But all these people who are going to watch this video and be like, oh, she's crazy. I just can't care about that anymore. And I was so surprised when I published the book at the number of people who I thought would think I was crazy were the ones that were most vocal about how wonderful the book was, right? Oh, also the book's 99 cents today on Kindle, if you're interested, if you don't already have the book, 99 cents one day only on Kindle today. anyhow, so I did that too. And there was a time probably 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, where I purposefully had to detach from some of my closest friends, just because the energy was bringing me down. And you have to know when it's time to walk away, right? We don't want to surround ourselves with other people's negative energy. And Donna, you know that if you are around those people who don't feel the same way you do, if they are bringing you down, to protect your energy, right? And we'll talk more about that. We'll do that in an upcoming class. We'll be doing a lot of that type of work in the Soul Connection Circle. We're going to do a lot of energy work, protecting ourselves, opening up our intuition, things like that. And you do not have to be the parent of a child in spirit to attend that group. We're going to do meditations and all of these things. Thank you, Joyce. I love you too. I love all of you guys. Gina says awareness is so key to getting in the flow. Yes, thank you, Gina. Gina, you should be teaching too. You always say the right thing. Yes, Donna, you're very normal. That's part of why we do what we do, right? Is to let people know this is normal. There's nothing wrong with you. Hey, somebody tell me, did you guys click on the Zoom link to get in, or are you just watching live on Facebook? Because I don't really know how all this works. So somebody could answer that question for me. And Donna, you're welcome always. I love all the little hearts you guys are sending. So somebody just tell me if, did you click on the Zoom link I put in that post, or are you just watching it live on Facebook? Is that even like, can you do either or? I'll tell you a secret. The reason I did it through Zoom is because the camera has this little filter. I put a post up the other day of me out at the river, and I had just met with somebody about the mom-child reunion, and I did this video, and I watched it later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I put that on Facebook because all the wrinkles in my face. So live on Facebook, live on Facebook, live on Facebook. So I don't know how this all works, but I'm figuring it out. So thanks for your patience. So I guess it doesn't matter as long as I access via Zoom. You guys can see it on Facebook. Thank you, Donna. She's going to go click on that Zoom and see, because I can see that you weren't popped into my Zoom meeting. But as long as I know that the Zoom Facebook Live works, the reason I like, other than there, see, Donna, you're here. Yay. Okay, Donna made it in. So either way, so that's good to know. You can click on the link that I'll put up. Maybe that's how I schedule lives ahead of time, right? That's what I'm thinking. And then, or I can just impromptu, right, do that. So does everybody have my book? Is there anybody who does not have my book? Because I'm going to give one away right now. Who wants my book? Anybody want my book? I'm going to give one away right now. First person to comment that I see, that's the best I can do for you right now. I will give you a copy of my book, the printed copy. And if you don't already have it, well, Donna, you said I have it, but is there somebody you'd want to give one to? Oh, and quickly, let me tell you a fun story. There's a woman with Helping Parents Heal who was in Boise to talk about synchronicity. She was in Boise to look at possibly buying a home here, along with everybody else in the world. And she had some time to kill, and she had asked me, could I get together with her during that visit? And I said, no, I just didn't have time. And we tried, but we couldn't get it together. So she, on her way to the airport, had some time. And so she drove to a dead end road and made her way to our green belt. And I see you, Donna, made her way to the Greenbelt, and there was this little, I think it's a lending library. I've never seen these, but I guess they're popular now. You are not going to believe it. Inside that lending library was my book. So somebody in Boise who had purchased the book and read it, I hope, and loved it, had put it in the lending library for somebody else. And this lady had not read it before. And she's like loving the book. So I think that's so amazing. I just love how we share whatever it is we have to share, right? If it's gifts that we have within ourselves to share with other people, if it's just loving people, if it's helping people, buy their groceries or buy their coffee or whatever it is that we can do to help other people, donating clothes. My friend Gina supports a cause called Purses with a Purpose. Purses with a Purpose. And basically they collect purses and they stuff them with all kinds of sundry items for women who are homeless, living in homeless shelters and other places. So we all do what we can to help people, right? My volunteer work is with Helping Parents Heal, as you all know. Okay, so who wants the book? Let me see. Joyce, I think, Donna, if you want it, I'll give you one. But Joyce is the first one to say, I do. I think, are we getting married? I do. I think that's what you're saying. Pat Rutledge Steech, I've been meaning to get a hold of you too. I want to know if you want to have coffee. In fact, if you're available for coffee tomorrow morning, I'm going to grab a Starbucks or something and go see Gina. So do you want to join me? Let me know. Joyce, okay, Joyce is the free winner of the book. Joyce, you're going to have to PM me with your address and I'll get that in the mail to you, okay? I'll try to get it in the mail tomorrow. Okay, you guys, you're so welcome. Thank you for letting me talk to you today. I just love you all so much, and I'm so happy to be in the flow with this work, with helping you. And that's it. I don't have anything else to say. So I love you. I hope you have a great weekend. I don't work on Fridays. I work at home with I've got 2 clients tomorrow. So that's what I'll be doing. And after I have coffee with my friends here. So I love you guys and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Love you. Oh, Joyce is in Helping Parents Heal, caring listener. Me too. I'm a caring listener also. So that's a wonderful volunteer activity. Thank you for participating in that, Joyce. Okay, love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.